We're building our own copy of Tendrils of Agony in this Pauper video. You heard me correctly. We're combining Marauding Blight-Priest with Weather the Storm for instant death. It's gonna be a blast. Let's go check it out. This is the deck list that we're playing today. As I mentioned in the intro, we are combining Marauding Blight-Priest, a 2 and a black for a 3/2 Vampire Cleric. Whenever you gain a life, each opponent loses a life. And then Weather the Storm, a green storm spell from Modern Horizons 1. And it says you gain 3 life, storm. So I would like to clarify, whenever you gain life, so if you gain 3 life, the opponent does not lose 3 life. They will lose 1 life for each copy of Weather the Storm. So you need to know that first. So you're often looking for 2 copies of Marauding Blight-Priest or 2 copies of Weather the Storm with 1 Blight-Priest. Basically, it's just easier if you can reduce the storm count. Otherwise, you need 20 spells in 1 turn. But our deck is built for casting a lot of spells because we have things like Lotus Petal, Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, Rite of Flame for our acceleration. But then you have powerful cards like Deadly Dispute, Experimental Synthesizer, Faithless Looting, a card banned in Modern, Manamorphose, Ichor Wellspring, and then the card that is the glue of this deck, in my opinion, Rowan's Grim Search. So it has Bargain, much like Beseech the Mirror, a powerful legacy card. And if you bargain this spell, you look at the top 4 cards of your deck, put any number of them back on top, and then if you don't bargain, it's just draw 2, lose 2. But if you bargain, you get to sculpt what you draw into. So it's a really powerful consistency card in this deck where you get to leverage the bargain with Ichor Wellspring and Experimental Synthesizer. In the sideboard, we have a sort of sideboard juke here with Serpentine Curve plus Rite of Consumption. And this allows you to board out the Blight-Priest combo if your opponent has a lot of spot removal in their deck. If they just have too much removal that you're not able to overcome it, you sideboard into this curve plan where the removal just doesn't matter because you're going to fling a creature that's larger than a 20/20 directly at their face. And when you do that, you want to bring in Demand Answers to help for consistency purposes because you have 8 cards here. Wow, that's weird. Weather the Storm plus Marauding Blight-Priest is also 8 cards, so it's a pretty clean swap. And that's my deck tech. If you have any ideas on how to improve this deck, put those down below. I'd love to hear from you. But for now, we're going to hop on into the first match and see how this deck list does today. I'll see you there. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicstorm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Welcome to match number 1. We're on the draw, and I'm going to try this hand out. First turn Seagate. Okay. We'll just play a Great Furnace and pass. So you could play the Sandstone Needle, but on turn 2, I would like to play the Ichor Wellspring without having to lose a depletion counter, because this looks like a slower matchup, and I don't want to burn out my lands if I don't have to. We'll play a Vault of Whispers, and let's play that Ichor Wellspring. They Spell Pierce. A little surprised by that, okay. They play another land. They have 5 cards in hand. We draw another land. We are playing 14 lands today. I know that there's some other lists out there that run less, but when the Galvanic Relay deck was the best Storm deck in the format, it played 14, and I'm just playing the exact same mana base. Because you can't afford to just mulligan with this deck because you need a lot of resources, and extra lands are fine when you play Faithless Looting. We'll just make our land drops and pass. On the end step, they create a treasure token and a Basilisk Gate. Okay. The Modern Age. So they're going to draw a card and discard a card. They discard Brainstorm, a sign of strength. We find a Rowan's Grim Search. That's good. But we're going to continue to just pass for now. No need to go off into their counter spells. They're going to create another treasure token here. This seems like a good spot to Rowan's Grim Search. We will bargain the Rowan's Grim Search, sacrificing Great Furnace. I want the Synthesizer and Dark Ritual. I don't think this is it's a little too early in the game for a Marauding Blight-Priest. And now they'll get their treasure token. This heap gate is very good for them, generating the treasure tokens, because they're never going to be in a spot where they're tapped out now, because they just have the mana advantage from this heap gate. Hardcast Lorien revealed with 3 open mana. So they just gave us a window. Okay, so we're going to have to be able to beat at least 1 counterspell on our turn. Let's start with an Experimental Synthesizer. Weather the Storm, okay. Dark Ritual. Let's try Manamorphose. We'll make red. We draw the 4th copy of Manamorphose. We'll make red again. Let's try a Cabal Ritual. That resolves Manamorphose. Make some more red mana here. Another Lotus Petal. Try Manamorphose. Storm is 7. Red. Dark Ritual. So this is a spot where Faithless Looting needs to do some lifting for us. And that was not bad. We'll get rid of a couple Lotus Petals here. Let's try a Deadly Dispute, sacrificing the Experimental Synthesizer. And we hit the Blight-Priest. Okay. Storm is 9. We find another Weather. Let's Dark Ritual. And let's Rowan's Grim Search. Hold on. Need to tap for some mana here. Let's Rowan's Grim Search. Bargaining away Great Furnace. Storm is 11. We'll take Dispute and Synthesizer. Let's play the Synthesizer. Rite of Flame. That's our first Rite of Flame. Let's play it. And then we will Deadly Dispute. Sacrificing the Synthesizer. Storm is 14. We hit another Deadly Dispute. Okay. And then we draw a Deadly Dispute. So we're a little bit light on mana. They brainstorm in response to Lotus Petal. So the concern is still just beating. And they concede. What? You don't have a counterspell? Oh my. Oh my. Okay. So it looks like we got game number 1. And this is a match where I don't feel like Weather the Storm is actually very good. So we're going to board in the Serpentine Curve plan. Because it's less slots, which means that you get to board in more protection. So something like Duress, for example, becomes very good. But we like that. So we're at 60 right now. And then it becomes like, do you want to bring in Pyroblast? And the answer is probably. Like, that seems fine. And we're accepting that it's going to be a slower game. And if it's a slower game, maybe you can get rid of Faithless Looting. That leaves us at 61. Am I crazy to go down a land on the draw? Let's try it. I mean, if we draw lands, this is very good. The problem is I boarded out a land. I'm really nervous now. We'll keep it. Alright, first turn the Azorius Guild Gate. We draw Manamorphose. We'll play Vault of Whispers. Pass. Earlier today, I had a turn 2 when gold fishing. This is the sort of hand that you can, in theory, try for a turn 2, but it's a little bit risky. Alright, so they're tapping out. I mean, am I crazy enough to go for a turn 2 win? Dark Ritual. I mean, I'm going to regret this, but let's do it. Rite of Flame. Rite of Flame. Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual. We'll play that Ichor Wellspring. Draw a card. Deadly Dispute is good. We'll Rowan's Grim Search. Bargain away the Ichor Wellspring. We'll take the 2 spells. Our opponent's tilting off in chat. I mean, I'm probably going to fizzle here, and you're tilting? Come on. Come on. Play out Lotus Petal. We'll Manamorphose. We'll make red. Another Ichor Wellspring. We'll play that. We draw land. That's good. Deadly Dispute, sacrificing the Wellspring. Cabal Ritual was an insane draw here. So we've drawn a couple lands, but I don't think lands are what we want here. We'll play the Vault of Whispers, play Cabal Ritual, Deadly Dispute, sacrifice Vault of Whispers, and we hit a curve. I mean, curve is big here, it's just I don't know if it's going to be enough to win the game. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It'd be a 9/9. If they have any removal, it's going to be very bad for us. So I'm trying to think, like, if this is something I want to go for here. Because in order to cast this, like, let's say we Rowan's Grim Search, and I find I'd have to hit either a Rite of Flame or a Dark Ritual, or else we do nothing this turn. I think I'm just going to play the curve. We have a 10-10. Pass the turn. We do have a Pyroblast as backup, but we'll see how it goes. Our opponent just untaps and passes. We'll play the Great Furnace, and now we have double counterspell backup, assuming that their spell that they're trying to play is blue. Swing for 10. We'll pass. Alright, no spells on the end step. Sacred Cat buys them time. It's 2 blocks here. Technically, the lifelink also gives them a little bit of time too. Duress was a good draw. Let's play the Duress. They Spell Pierce. We'll Pyroblast that. Duress them. So they have Squadron Hawks. I mean, that's problematic for us. We'll take the Dust to Dust. Attack. So they get to block here. They draw the 3rd land. And Squadron Hawk. So for the next 4 turns or so, they have free blockers. Deadly Dispute. We'll attack for 10. They take it going to 1. Wow. Okay. I am going to Rowan's Grim Search with the bargain, sacrificing the treasure token. We find another curve. I think I'm supposed to take the curve. And then we'll take Sandstone Needle. We'll play the Needle, pass the turn. They embalm the Sacred Cat. And now they're passing 2 open mana. Rite of Consumption, huh? That wins the game. We'll target you. Rite of Consumption. They drew Counterspell, and now I'm sure that our opponent's not going to like this. They just immediately conceded. They wouldn't even let me cast my Pyroblast. The most insulting-inducing deck in Pauper, apparently. Alright, so we were 1-0. Now let's go try to do the same thing in match number 2. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. Match number 2, we're on the draw. We'll try this. I'm a little nervous that we don't have anything to bargain away for Deadly Impulse or Rowan's Grim Search. But we have a couple draw steps to hit. We do have Faithless Looting to bail us out as well. Plains go. What are you playing? I don't like drawing a bunch of combo pieces early. Squadron Hawk, okay. Are you mono white? Because mono white is very good for us because there's not a lot of removal for our combo. We drew another land. Let's just play it and pass. They're going to attack for 1. We'll take it. We go to 19. And they play another Hawk. They fail to find and play Boros Garrison. Alright, so they are playing red. They're going to have removal. We'll play a Lotus Petal. And then let's try Deadly Dispute here, sacrificing the Lotus Petal. We did not find the land we wanted. Storm is 2. We have double weather. I think I might try to go for it here. We'll play Rite of Flame. Manamorphose. We'll use a black. Let's do green, black. We draw another card that doesn't help us here. Let's play Faithless Looting. Yeah, our draw was too clunky. I needed to draw like a Dark Ritual or something here, and this would have been an easy win. Or Cabal Ritual. We'll get rid of the double Rowan's Grim Search. So I think now we're supposed to Grim Search and hope to spike. I might have thrown this game by going for it. Okay. We'll sacrifice the Great Furnace. And that was bad. We'll take Sandstone Needle, Ichor Wellspring. I think we're going to have to rebuild. Pass the turn. We just needed like a Dark Ritual or 2 in there instead of just drawing more Rowan's Grim Search, and that would have been a win. We saw a third of our deck too, so not finding any rituals and all of that was a little unfortunate. Another Squadron Hawk, and they find the 4th one. They play a Thraben Inspector. We draw another Blight-Priest. We're just going to pass. My fear is that they never tap out now, and that we just end up losing. They discard a Prismatic Strands. And now they can attack for 4. I'll go to 11. Our best draw by far here is like a Cabal Ritual. Or Skyfisher. They pick up the Thraben Inspector. Okay. Another Ichor Wellspring. How likely am I going to live? That's a question here. So do we think that they have like a Rally the Peasants or anything like that? Because if not, they're attacking for 9 and I go to 2 and I'm dead to bolt. I think I'm probably supposed to just try to win here. We'll play the Ichor Wellspring. We do find Cabal Ritual. But I can only play one Weather the Storm right now, which is a problem. We'll play the Cabal Ritual. So I could play double Blight-Priest. I have 8 mana, which is enough to go Priest, Petal, Weather. But that's only 6 Storm. I think I'm supposed to flashback Faithless Looting here. Mana, please. Spells are not bad. We'll discard the Ichor Wellspring and a Blight-Priest. We're actually like a Dark Ritual away from still winning this game. Or another Cabal Ritual. I don't know if Rite of Flame does it. It probably does. We'll do red-green. Another Looting. Manamorphose. Red-green. Deadly Dispute. So we have 5 mana. That's still not enough. I need 7. We'll Deadly Dispute, sacrificing the Ichor Wellspring. This is 3 cards. We'll draw off the Ichor Wellspring. Land. We have not played a land yet, so that's okay. Cabal Ritual does it, I'm pretty sure. Sacrifice the treasure token. We'll make a red. Cabal Ritual, use one of the red mana. We'll play a priest. And now we'll play another priest, just so that I can say I did the build your own tendrils. Because the opponent is going to lose 2 life for every life we gain. Weather the storm, baby. Weather the storm. Here we go. Even after fizzling, we came back and made it happen. Sweet. So we saw that our opponent is playing Prismatic Strands. You do not want to bring in the Fling combo against Prismatic Strands. That's just not going to work. So if we're not bringing in the Fling combo, you could bring in a couple copies of Duress for the removal. But I think you're almost just better off resubmitting and just saying, like, I'll play through 1 removal spell if I have to. Game 2, we're on the draw. Once again, we'll keep this delightful hand. The opponent quickly mulligans to 5. Basic Plains. Deadly Dispute was a great draw. We'll just play our land and pass. They have land number 2 into Core Skyfisher, bouncing another land. We're going to play the Ichor Wellspring here, because you could play your land first, but if I draw into another depletion land, I want to be able to play that instead. But we draw Rowan's Grim Search. So we'll play the Vault of Whispers and pass. We could theoretically try to win next turn. I think our hand is capable of winning. They attack. We'll take it. Lotus Petal. I'm kind of just tempted to play a land and pass here. Like, why did our opponent mulligan to 5? Why are they holding open mana? Land number 3. Militia Bugler. So they have nothing. That's what that means. We're definitely going to try to win now. And I think they missed on the Bugler. 4 Bugles. We'll lose our land. We'll play the Rowan's Grim Search, bargaining away the Ichor Wellspring. We'll draw a card. Cabal Ritual, don't mind if I do. We'll take Synthesizer and a Priest. It's party time. Let's go. Weather the Storm. Okay, so we're going to start by sacrificing this Lotus Petal for red. Rite of Flame. Rite of Flame. How about a 3rd copy of Rite of Flame? Does that seem good here? Seems okay to me. We'll now play a Cabal Ritual. Experimental Synthesizer. We get that trigger on the in and out here. So this is the in trigger. Faithless Looting. We'll cast a Deadly Dispute, bargaining away the Experimental Synthesizer. And now we get the out trigger. Another Cabal Ritual. We'll play the Cabal Ritual. Manamorphose. We're going to make a couple green mana here, just so we have it for the weathers. Manamorphose again. We'll do red. Faithless Looting. Storm is now 10. Halfway there. Get rid of the Bog and a land. The 4th copy of Rite of Flame. Love that. Synthesizer. And the other weather. Okay, well, I guess we've won. We can quit playing with our food. Actually, I want to play with my food a little bit. I want to use this synthesizer. Let's create a samurai. And now we'll play the Marauding Blight-Priest from hand. We'll cast this Weather the Storm. And then we're going to respond with this Weather the Storm. Boom! That's a lot of damage. It looks like we're about to be 2-0 with Weather the Storm and Pauper. Turn 4 isn't bad either. And now all of these ones trigger. You'll love that. Okay, officially 2-0. 3 matches left to go. Hopefully we win those as well. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. Third round, we're on the draw. I know it's sketchy, but I'm going to keep this. This deck needs a lot of resources in order to win, so you don't want to have to mulligan. It looks like we're facing Affinity. I was hoping for a land. We drew a Lotus Petal. We'll just pass here. They have a Great Furnace, Chromatic Star. We did not draw a land. I'm just going to play out Lotus Petal. Pass the turn. Land number 3. They play a Thoughtcast. Ichor Wellspring. Okay. We draw a Priest. I think I need to do something here because we're falling too far behind. So I'm just going to use 1 Rite of Flame for now. Trigger the Synthesizer. Dark Ritual's pretty good. Okay, we'll play Rite of Flame. Dark Ritual. We'll Deadly Dispute, sacrificing the Synthesizer. Be sweet to get a turn 3. Another Priest. We'll play Synthesizer. We need to draw some Cabal Rituals if we want to get a turn 3 here. We'll Deadly Dispute again. Sacrifice the Synthesizer. We reveal a Peat Bog. And unfortunately, we did not hit mana. So I think we're going to pass here. But I get to play my land. The question is it worth burning the treasures for this Priest in Exile? I think it might be. Because that way we can draw 1 Galvanic Relay. Or I'm sorry, Galvanic Relay. Galvanic Blast. Ignore me. I can't talk. What are card names anyway? So it's worth noting, we're at 42 cards in deck, which is roughly 33%, a little bit under, probably like 31%. And we had to go that deep just to find our second land here. And I'm playing more lands than the stock list. I decided to go up to 14 from 12. Our opponent decided to concede the match. They either timed out or conceded, but we got the win. So we're 3-0, I guess. Round 4 coming right up. If you're still watching, make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. On the draw for match number 4, and well, we've opened up a hand that just doesn't play Magic. We're going to have to send this one back. This is our 6-card hand. I don't like opening up on a bunch of Weather the Storms, but I don't believe we're supposed to mulligan. So let's see what we can do here. Great Furnace. It looks like we're facing mono red, so Weather isn't bad, but we don't have the green mana to play it right now anyway. They play a Synthesizer, so sort of a slow start for our opponent here. Kuldotha Rebirth, do you have the untapped mountain in hand? They don't! We caught a break. Okay, play the Ichor Wellspring. This will trigger and we'll draw a card. Let's play Vault of Whispers. Pass the turn. A huge break for us, the fact that they did not have a second land. They do have a Kuldotha Rebirth in hand, though. They exile a Goblin Blast Runner. And still no land number 2. We'll just play the Peat Bog. Pass. They'll attack. We'll take 3 going down to 17. So on the end step, we have an important decision here on whether or not you use the Rowans, getting rid of your Sandstone Needle. The implementation to draw a card. So we'll take 1 going down to 16. And still no land. Okay, I'm going to save my Sandstone Needle then. We'll play out a Vault of Whispers, and now we can pass the turn and we don't have to lose any lands. Another Implement of Combustion. They attack for 3, okay. On the end step, we'll Rowan's Grim Search, sacrificing Ichor Wellspring. We draw a land. Didn't need another land. We'll take Deadly Dispute. and the Rowan's Grim Search. I'm at 11. I'm wondering if I should Rowan's Grim Search again. I kind of don't want to, so I'm just going to untap. We find Lotus Petal. Let's just play out the Lotus Petal and pass. They sacrifice the implement. Do they find their second land, yes or no? It looks like no, so we're going to go down to 8 here. I'm sorry, 7 here. On the end step, we'll Rowan's Grim Search with Bargain. You could not do the Bargain, but I want to, so that's what we're doing. We'll take another Rowan's Grim Search and Cabal Ritual. And we'll go down to 5. Alright, it's go time, now or never. They discard Fire Blast. When there's a Blight-Priest, player land for turn, cast Cabal Ritual. I probably should have held on to the land. I didn't need to play it yet. And I might have wanted to play an artifact land later for bargaining purposes, so that was probably a mistake. Sacrifice Vault of Whispers. We'll take a Blight-Priest and a Cabal Ritual, and now it should be pretty easy to win. Cabal Ritual, Cabal Ritual. Play out that Lotus Petal. Play a Priest. We'll play another Priest. Tap this for mana. Let's Deadly Dispute, sacrificing Vault of Whispers. I guess we'll play another Priest, because I can. Weather the Storm. Storm is 10. Weather the Storm again. Boom. You'll lose 3. This is better than Tendrils of Agony. And we got game number 1 where our opponent was stuck on mana. I'll take it. That's what you get for playing red. So now the question is, do you want to play the curve combo or do you want weather? Because a deck full of lightning bolts is going to be pretty good at killing the Blight-Priest, but Weather the Storm is so good against them. So it's a question. Another thing you could do is bring in curves and Rite and board out the Blight-Priest and just say, hey, I'm a deck that has weather in it, but I'm also going to try to kill you with a giant curve, instead of being weak to lightning bolt. I'm going to leave it as it is, and if I lose this game, I can always change my mind for game number 3. This hand is not very good. We'll send it back. This hand is fine. Keep it. Get rid of a Great Furnace. They kept 7. Basic Mountain. We'll dare an Epicure, so we'll go to 19. Play the Peat Bog, pass. They have found land number 2. Goblin Tomb Raider, so they have an aggressive start here. Holy moly. 5 damage coming in. We'll go to 14. There's a Priest. We'll play the Ichor Wellspring. Trigger. Lotus Petal. We'll just play Great Furnace and pass. So, assuming we get another turn, we have to go for it. Now they attack for 5. I'll go to 9. Hopefully they tap out, but let's see. Gorilla Shaman. So that's going to kill my Great Furnace here. Okay. Weather the Storm. Dark Ritual. Lotus Petal. Lotus Petal. Let's play a Manamorphose. We'll do red. Sandstone Needle. We'll play Synthesizer. Deadly Dispute was an amazing hit here. Let's sacrifice the Ichor Wellspring. We'll draw a card, and then we'll draw 2 and make a treasure. Manamorphose is good. Rite of Flame, okay. We'll play the Rite of Flame. Manamorphose. We'll do black, green. Rowan's Grim Search. It's not bad. We'll cast it with Bargain, sacrificing the Synthesizer. We need mana here. We exile another copy of Rowan's Grim Search. So, if I take a Cabal Ritual, I can't take the Weathers. Like, the mana just doesn't work, because I have a single swamp and no mana floating. So we have to take these 2. But does that win? Don't know. So we'll take these, play out the swamp, Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual. So we know that we have double Weather the Storm in our graveyard now. So I could play out the Blight-Priest and Weather, but that's not enough to win. So the question is, do I bargain off this or not? And I think I'm supposed to. Sacrifice the treasure token. Rite of Flame makes 3. But the problem is I'm going to lose my green mana. I think it's supposed to be Rite of Flame Faithless Looting. Try to convert this land in my hand into something useful. Okay, play Rite of Flame. Come on, Faithless Looting. I think we just fizzled. So I can flashback the looting, but we're not going up cards anymore. We'll play Rite of Flame. Looting. Yeah, we fizzled. We were pretty close to a turn 3, though. If they didn't have the Gorilla Shaman, I think that would have been a win. Like, if they just had a creature here that, you know, a 2-mana creature, I think we win that. Because I would have had an extra Lotus Petal, and with the extra Lotus Petal, I think we actually win that game. Resubmit. And hopefully I get to keep a 7. Yes, I would like to be on the play. Sure. Play Great Furnace, pass the turn. They have their own Great Furnace, and Voldaren Epic here. Manamorphose. We'll play the Synthesizer, hopefully hitting a depletion land. Weather the Storm. Not what card I wanted to exile here. They have land number 2. Smash the smithereens on my land. We're in trouble. We draw another Weather. We'll pass. Land number 3 for them. Goblin Tomb Raider. Gorilla Shaman. Ay, ay, ay. We're taking 3 down to 12. They have 3 cards in hand. Very good starts for them in the post-board games. We'll pass. They play Synthesizer. Reveals Reckless Lackey. They play it. They play their land. They still have 2 cards. Bushwhacker, am I dead? Hold on, I think that puts me to 1. Yeah, I'm at 1. Okay. Rite of Flame. We'll play Manamorphose. Black. Red. Another Rite of Flame. Lotus Petal. We'll sacrifice the Synthesizer the hard way. Deadly Dispute. Sacrifice this for green. That gives us Threshold, and now we can play Cabal Ritual. Okay, if we draw into another Weather the Storm off of the Deadly Dispute, we could actually potentially win this. Come on, deck, pretty please. Sacrifice the Samurai. Nope, we fizzled. Okay. We will Weather the Storm for 9, which is not enough. We're going to gain some life, but I don't think it's going to be good enough here. Our opponent had very good starts in the post-board games, which kind of makes up for their draw in game number 1. They destroy my Lotus Petal with the Gorilla Shaman. They have 2 cards left in hand. Implement of Combustion. They sacrifice it to draw a card. They take 1 down to 27. Goblin Blast Runner. And they're not... Okay, they're going to leave back the Gorilla Shaman. I will block the Reckless Lackey. Then we'll take 4. Play Sandstone Needle. If I attack, they just double block. I don't know if that's a good trade for me. We'll just pass. They use the Synthesizer, reveal a mountain. They're going to swing out again. Kill the Gorilla Shaman. I'm at 16, so time is running out. Another Goblin Blast Runner. Weather's a good draw, so if we can draw like a Manamorphose to get going or something, or even better, like Synthesizer in a Deadly Dispute, that would probably be our best case here. They're going to sacrifice the Blood Token. Now their Blast Runners get bigger. Another Synthesizer. Reveals Mountain. They have 1 card in hand. They use Synthesizer again and hit another Synthesizer. They're going to swing out. We'll go to blocks, kill the Voldaren Epic here. I'm at 5. They played the Synthesizer. Exiles Kuldotha Rebirth. Come on, deck. Pretty please. Let's see it. That's the start we needed. Alright, so we'll play Manamorphose. Green, green. Cabal Ritual is not what we needed. We needed a draw spell there. I guess I can buy time. Cabal Ritual. Cabal Ritual. Weather the Storm for 4. Unfortunate. Yeah, our deck kind of just did not function this game. They exile another Kuldotha Rebirth. They drew Lightning Bolt. And I think now we're just dead. Like, I don't think there's a single draw that gets us out of this. And their last card was Galvanic Blast. Okay. So, unfortunate. We had opportunities to win this game. It just never really came to fruition. We're 3-1. There's still 1 match left to go. Let's finish this with a strong 4-1 record. With Card Hoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Card Hoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? The final match. We're on the draw. This hand is not playable. Send it back. This one is fine. Get rid of the Faithless Looting for now. And let's see how it goes. Vault of Whispers. We'll play out a Peat Bog, pass the turn. Another copy of Vault of Whispers. Raven of Fell Omens. So it's a 1/2 flying bird. Whenever you commit a crime, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Triggers once per turn. Sure. I don't believe I care about that card. We'll play an Ichor Wellspring, pass. We still need to draw into some cards that do things here. They play Basic Swamp and play another Raven. I have no idea what that is. Brew of Tizerus. Target player loses 2 life and has Escape. Okay, so I guess I lose 4 when they have the birds. You got it. So it's Blackburn. Rowan's Grim Search was a very good draw. We're going to just pass for now, though. Alms of the Vein, so I'll lose a bunch of life due to the birds. And now we'll go to 8. Ouch. They are at 27. So we will need to storm a little bit harder if we want to win this. We draw a Peat Bog. We'll take Weather the Storm plus the Priest. We go to 6. Another Cabal Ritual. We'll tap the Peat Bog, tap the Sandstone Needle, and that puts us at 6 cards in graveyard. We'll start by cycling a Manamorphose. We'll do green-red. Draw another land. Not ideal, let me tell you. Let's play Cabal Ritual. And now we'll do another Manamorphose. Faithless Looting would actually be an insane draw here. Red, red. Another Priest. That's not going to be good enough to win, unfortunately. We'll play a land. Lotus Petal. Lotus Petal. Might as well play out the Cabal Ritual. Play out the Priest. Play another Priest. Weather the Storm. So we're going to gain a bunch of life here, but we've depleted most of our resources. Our opponent's at 9 and we're at 33. They play land number 4. And a third bird. Soul Reap, so they destroy my creature and I lose some life. They attack for 2, we'll go to 25. Play the Peat Bog. Let's attack with our Marauding Blight-Priest. They'll go back down to 9. So they choose Death. I need to read this card again. Starting with you, each player votes Death or Torture. If Death gets more votes, each opponent sacrifices a creature. If Torture gets more votes, or the vote is tied, each opponent loses 4 life. So I think I want to choose Torture. Alright, so they're out of cards in hand. I'm at 21, and they attack for 1, because now they can leave back their creatures and double block. Synthesizer. Let's Manamorphose here. Because maybe just a 2/2 Samurai is good enough. We'll make red, red. Play the Experimental Synthesizer. Triggers. Another Priest! We'll play the Priest. Play the Great Furnace. Attack. If you want to double block, let's do it. Oh no, my bad. I am terrible at Magic. Have I ever told you that? For some reason, I thought I was going to trade with both. That's not how combat works. My creature has 3 power. They have 4 toughness. Reading is difficult. Don't be bad at Magic like me. Okay. That was not a good play, Bryant. You're better than that. They escape the Fruit of Tizerus. So I'll lose 4 here. And they don't attack. We will use the Experimental Synthesizer. Rite of Flame. I believe that's a card I want in the graveyard, so we'll play out the land. The downside of playing out the land is if I draw into Faithless Looting, I don't have anything to discard. We'll just pass. They drew a Barrens, so I'll lose 3 life. I go down to 13. And now they're going to attack, so I'll go to 10. I'm sorry, I guess I'm at 11. Weather was a very good draw. We'll attack for 8. Now they're at 8. Deadly Dispute, okay. They play Tyrant's Choice. That's fine. They choose Torture, so we'll lose 4 life. I'm at 7. They play a land. And now they're escaping the Fruit. I'll go to 3. They're going to swing. So I will now play Weather the Storm as the last card in my hand. And we're going to, be in a good spot here. I think we're going to attack them down to 1. This is just some good, clean Magic the Gathering right here. Combat, not knowing how to attack or block. This is my strength. Most people would say I'm good at attacking and blocking. Synthesizer, Sandstone Needle. We'll play the Needle. And we'll make another Samurai. Deadly Dispute. Let's cast that, sacrificing a Great Furnace. Pass the turn. Sovereign's Bite, so we'll lose 5, they'll gain 3. It looks like they're going to attack for 1. We'll go to 7. They play a land. Another Weather the Storm. Sheesh, we're lucky. Okay. Swing better. Swing. So they're going to take 4. They have no cards in hand. This thing's a sorcery, right? Yeah, just making sure. We will Rowan's Grim Search, sacrificing Vault of Whispers. This will put us to 5 life. We'll take Synthesizer and another Rowan's Grim Search. It doesn't really matter. Play the Synthesizer. And now we'll Manamorphose. We just need to make green here. That's the toughest part of this. We'll make red-green. Rite of Flame because I can. I guess we can Synthesizer. Deadly Dispute. Weather the Storm for 5. Look at us now. Sweet. 1 game away from a 4-1. I'm going to just resubmit here. Game number 2, we're on the draw. I'm actually going to mulligan this. This hand doesn't do anything. And I know that I kept similar hands earlier on in the league, but those didn't really pan out. So we're going to try this. Get rid of the Great Furnace. And this is much better than our 7. Serrated Scorpion, okay. Another Ichor Wellspring. This card has impressed me with this deck. I've never really been a big fan of Ichor Wellspring. It's like a card I begrudgingly play. But in this deck, when you have the Rowan's Grim Search, I think this card is actually very good. And I like how it plays with the Sandstone Needles and the Peat Bogs. Like, it's kind of just like the perfect card for this deck. They play the Raven and Rakdos Carnarium. So we'll take 1. Play out a Peat Bog. We'll play another Ichor Wellspring. We draw another land. Okay, well, we have lands, that's for sure. Tyrant's Choice, so we're going to lose 4 life. Sign in Blood. Okay, we're going to 12. They still have 6 cards in hand, too. And we're just over here drawing nothing but lands. Alright, finally a Deadly Dispute. That was good. We'll play the Peat Bog. Pass. They play another Raven. Land for turn. 5 cards. Vampire's Kiss. Okay. I'm at 8. They can attack. We'll go to 6. Cabal Ritual is the draw step. Let's start by casting a Deadly Dispute, sacrificing Ichor Wellspring. We draw another Weather and a Blight-Priest. So I only have 1 green mana here. I guess we'll play the Needle. We'll lose a land, play Cabal Ritual, lose the Sandstone Needle, Rite of Flame. We'll play the Priest. And now we're going to Weather the Storm just to buy time. Okay, we're back at 21. We have to pass the turn. They attack for 2, we'll go to 19. This thing doesn't have Death Touch, right? No. They Deadly Dispute. Still has 5 cards in hand. Alms of the Vein. Now we're at 12. And they pass. Rowan's Grim Search. Let's start by attacking for 3. The question is, do I really want to put myself down on life right now? Okay, I guess we're going to do it. Cast Rowan's Grim Search. We'll bargain away Ichor Wellspring. This will put me to 10. Synthesizer. I think it's 1 Priest and Rite of Flame. I would need green for double weather, and I think that's a little bit of wishful thinking. We'll play the Rite of Flame. Now we'll play Synthesizer. Triggers. Exile a card. Another Synth. Okay. Vault of Whispers. We'll play that. Let's Cabal Ritual. Really hoping to hit a Manamorphose or a Lotus Petal. Dark Ritual. We get a Samurai. Come on, deck. Pretty please. Let's see it. Now it needs to be a Lotus Petal or a Deadly Dispute. Manamorphose won't do it. Another Cabal Ritual. Okay, we'll play it just to get it in the graveyard. Play the Blight-Priest. We did not find anything that makes green mana. They have 5 cards in hand. Like, there's a pretty good chance we're just dead here. Alms of the Vein. And now we're going to go to 5. We are dead to almost anything here, including that land. Okay, so we can go to game 3 now. Top card will be Lotus Petal. No Faithless Looting, okay. Looks like we didn't have anything coming either. Holy moly. Game 3. Resubmit. Yeah, this seems fine. Keep. We'll play Peatbog, pass the turn. So if we want to, our opponent has shown us that they don't have removal outside of that Torture card, which we can just make it so, you know, whatever. So, like, I could just try to play a Priest here. And I don't think it's the craziest thing in the world, so we're going to do it. They play a Carnarium. Let's attack for 3. They do not block. We'll play Sandstone Needle, pass the turn. Oh, I forgot about this thing. I won't lie, I just had to make sure that Bargain, you couldn't do creatures. So we're going to Deadly Dispute the Blight-Priest. We draw double Cabal Ritual. They have 4 cards left in hand. I don't think I want to play Faithless Looting, so we're just going to pass here. They play a Sign in Blood. Attack for 1, we'll go to 18. Synthesizer. Let's sit on that. I know that you could play it and like maybe hit a land, but we're a deck that needs a high storm count to win. Vampire's Kiss. Alms of the Vein. So this will bring them all the way back up to 20. We're at 12 now. Alright, I guess I'll play a Synthesizer. Triggers. Sandstone Needle. Pass the turn. Another Alms of the Vein, so this will put me to 9. Sign in Blood. And now they'll attack, I'll go to 8. The question is, are you supposed to Rowan's Grim Search on the end step? I could do it not for Bargain, or I could bargain it and just get rid of, like, the Vault of Whispers, but then there's a chance you have to use the treasure token for black. Alright, I'm going to bargain it, but I'm going to get rid of the treasure token. It means that double Weather would be a little tougher. We'll take Synthesizer and Rowan's Grim Search. I'm at 6. Time to party. Weather the Storm. Alright, we have Threshold. We'll begin with a Cabal Ritual. Another Cabal Ritual. Play out that Lotus Petal. Let's play Rowan's Grim Search, and we will bargain away the Experimental Synthesizer. This will put me down to 4 life. Vault of Whispers was exiled. We'll take Deadly Dispute Weather. Play the Great Furnace. Let's play a Synthesizer here. Another Synthesizer. Storm is 6. Rite of Flame. Play another Synthesizer. We will Deadly Dispute, bargaining away Synthesizer. Storm is 9. Another Weather. We'll play Lotus Petal. We will Rowan's Grim Search. We're actually getting a little bit light on mana right now. Bargain away a Synthesizer. Dark Ritual was good. We'll play that. Deadly Dispute, Manamorphose. And now we go to 2 life. So we don't want to lose any more life. Let's Deadly Dispute, and I'll get rid of the last Synthesizer. It's from 13. Ichor Wellspring was exiled. So at the bare minimum, we can Weather the Storm and gain a lot of life. Let's Manamorphose first. We'll do red-green. We found the Priest. About time. We'll play Priest from 15. Weather the Storm. Alright, Storm is 16. And then in response, we'll Weather the Storm again. Okay, so our opponent's going to lose like 30-something life. 33 life, maybe? So far, so good. Who's the burn deck now? Just burned you out. We got the 4-1 with Weather Storm. I loved this deck list. I'm not sure if there's anything I'd change right now. I'm not convinced that it's perfect. It's just I don't know what I would change. I do think the demand answers, I don't even know if I ever cited those in, but the idea was in matchups where there's a lot of spot removal, like something like Golgari Gardens, you just board this package in, but we never faced that today. So I'm not sure, but it felt pretty sweet. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day, and as always, keep storming. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel. After you do that, open up our description where you can find all of our social media networks, including our Discord, where you can discuss today's deck in that Discord with me and tons of other combo masterminds. It's absolutely free to join, and it's certainly worth your while.